You're scrolling your feed, you see an image, and you think, that's fake. That has to be CGI. But some of the most unreal-looking creatures on Earth aren't edited. They're birds. And every one of them is real. This doesn't look like a bird. It looks like a warning. The Harpy Eagle is enormous. Its wingspan is wider than most humans are tall, and its talons are often compared to a grizzly bear's claws. But strangely, it's not the size that unsettles people the most. There's something else going on. Even when it's standing still, it feels intimidating. And that raises a question. Why? At first, you might assume it's simply because the bird is huge. But that's not the real reason. It's the face. There's something almost human about it, almost judging. Our brains are wired to read expressions, and the Harpy Eagle triggers that instinct in a way a bird shouldn't. In the rainforest, this eagle doesn't chase its prey. It waits, completely still, and then, in a single upward strike, it pulls monkeys, sloths, and other large animals straight out of the treetops. Unlike most eagles, it hunts upward, not downward. That raised crown of feathers on its head isn't decorative either. When the bird feels threatened, those feathers lift, making it appear even larger. Fear is part of its design. And yet, despite being one of the most powerful birds on Earth, the Harpy Eagle is disappearing rapidly. Not because it's weak, but because even dominance means nothing when habitats vanish. And that's unsettling, because if something like this can disappear, nothing is truly safe. And then evolution does something unexpected. It swings to the complete opposite extreme. This one doesn't look threatening at all. In fact, it barely looks real. The Kakapo looks like a toy. Round, green, soft. It's the world's heaviest parrot. And somehow, it forgot how to fly. That alone sounds like a mistake. So how does a bird survive when it refuses to escape? Instead of fleeing, the Kakapo freezes. Instead of soaring through the air, it waddles along the ground. Instead of fearing humans, it bonds with them. While most parrots rely on speed and flight, the Kakapo relies on something else entirely. Trust. It evolved in a land with no predators. For thousands of years, fear simply wasn't necessary. Evolution didn't forget to give it fear. It never needed it. And for a very long time, that worked. Until humans arrived. The Kakapo didn't fail evolution. Evolution failed to prepare it for us. And that's the strange thing about evolution. It doesn't always move forward. Sometimes it leaves things behind. And sometimes it preserves something ancient. Some birds look unreal because they seem harmless. Others look unreal because they feel ancient. Like they belong to a different time entirely. The Shoebill Stork feels like it never left prehistory. It's tall, silent, and completely motionless. It can stand still for hours without moving a muscle. And strangely, that stillness feels more disturbing than aggression. Why does something that isn't attacking feel so unsettling? Its massive beak looks like a weapon built to crush lungfish and even small crocodiles. But what people remember isn't how it hunts. It's the stare. Humans are hardwired to fear being watched when we don't understand intent. The shoebill doesn't chase. It doesn't rush. It simply watches. And that's why it feels wrong. That discomfort doesn't come from movement. It comes from restraint. From something choosing not to act. Then there are birds that don't feel eerie at all. They feel deliberate, purpose-built. The secretary bird doesn't hunt like a bird. It walks. Tall legs, upright posture, and when it encounters a snake, it doesn't grab it or peck at it. It stomps it to death. This bird kills venomous snakes without ever touching them. So why would evolution choose kicking over claws? The answer is distance. The secretary bird delivers rapid, precise strikes, powerful enough to shatter bones, all while staying far enough away to avoid venom. Those pen-like feathers behind its head even gave it its name. This isn't brutality, it's strategy. Precision works when you can confront danger, but sometimes the safest option isn't confrontation at all. Sometimes survival means becoming invisible. By day, the great Potoo doesn't exist. It becomes a broken tree branch. It stretches upward, narrows its eyes into thin slits, and stays perfectly still. Predators can look directly at it and still miss it entirely. So why doesn't it fly away when danger gets close? Because movement reveals location. Other birds rely on camouflage. The Potoo relies on stillness. At night, the illusion collapses. Those massive eyes open, and suddenly the forest feels different. Stillness erases presence. Sometimes survival isn't about escaping. It's about never being noticed. Disappearing works, as long as you're not trying to be found. But in some places, survival depends on the opposite. Being noticed. The long-wattled umbrellabird looks wrong. Jet black feathers, a heavy crest, and a throat wattle that hangs unnaturally low. At first glance, it seems like a disadvantage. But during mating season, that wattle inflates. Then comes the sound. Deep, echoing calls that vibrate through the rainforest. In places where visibility is limited, sound travels farther than sight. The strangest-looking bird isn't weak. It's announcing dominance. Here, being noticed matters more than being beautiful. And finally, we reach the bird that looks the least real of all. The bird of paradise doesn't look biological. It looks choreographed. Feathers bend light. Bodies vanish into impossible shapes. Eyes float in darkness. So why does our brain struggle to process what it's seeing? Every movement is rehearsed. Every display precise. Females reject nearly every performer. Some watch dozens of displays before choosing one. This isn't beauty, it's obsession. Evolution didn't stop at survival, it kept pushing until reality itself began to look fake. Earlier, we saw birds that looked unreal, but birds are just the beginning. Some of the strangest animals on Earth don't look impossible at all. They look familiar, safe, even cute. Yet, beneath that softness are traits that come from a much wilder past. And that's where we're going next.